Buenos tardes and welcome to another lesson of Spanish Language Learning Center. Today we'll be talking about one of the most defining and building blocks of the language, ser verb. But before going on to the verb, let's first see how the different personal pronouns are called as in Spanish. So yes, in English we have personal pronouns I, you, he, she, we, you all, they. Similarly, we have them in Spanish as well. So they are divided into two categories, singular and plural. So we have first person, second person, third person, and both in singular and plural form. So in first person we have I. So for I we have yo in Espanol, yo. You, we are referring to second person. It's tú. Notice this accent over here on the top of you. Tú, we'll have to give a little stress to it. He, coming on to the third person. He is él. Again the accent over the E. Él. She, ella. So this double L, it basically sounds like Y, letter Y in English. Ella. And again we see a U over here. So in Spanish there is different way if we want to address a person in informal way or in a formal way. So if we want to address in informal way, we have tú. If we want to address in a formal way, we have usted. So first person yo, second person tú, third person él, ella, usted. Coming on to the plural side, we is nosotros, you all, vosotros. So yes, we see a letter V over here, but it sounds like be, in English, vosotros. Then they. Now if we are talking about group of men, it's ellos. Group of women, ellas. And you all, we had usted in singular form. We add es to it, it becomes ustedes. So nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Come on, let's call out again all the personal pronouns in Spanish. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Alright. Now comes the building block of the language, ser verb, which means to be. So you want to say I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, you all are, they are. Ser is the verb for you. There is another version to define it is estar verb, but then currently we'll focus on ser. Both ser and estar mean the same thing, to be, but yes, there's a difference between them which we'll know in some time. So first let's look at the conjugations of ser verb. So why this conjugation? So in English you want to say you are, they are. So the R word remains the same. There's absolutely no differentiation. He is. But in Spanish we have a separate conjugation for each personal pronoun. Alright? So for each personal pronoun, each of the verbs have separate conjugation. That's the prime rule of the Spanish language. So yes, that's why we have this nice chart over here representing conjugation for each of the personal pronouns. So for ser verb, which means to be, we have the conjugation. First conjugation is soy, which means am. So you want to say I am, I is yo, and soy is am. Yo soy, I am. Second one for to form, eres. You want to say you are in an informal way, tú eres. Then third form is is, is. He is, she is, you are in a formal manner. You are in a formal manner. Es. Él es, ella es, ustedes. Fourth one. Somos. We are. Nosotros somos. Nosotros somos. Sois. Sois. You all are. Vosotros sois. Vosotros sois. They are or you all are. Ellos son. They are. Ellas son. Ustedes son. Now over here, one more thing to notice, this ellos and ellas. So ellos is for group of men, ellas is for group of women. And if we are talking about a mixed group, we will refer they as ellos. And these all conjugations are applicable for present tense only, present tense. So I am. It doesn't stand for I was. For that, for the past tense, for the future tense, we have separate conjugations. Alright. So when do we use SABER? So yes, we said that there are two verbs to define to be, SABER and Estar. So what is the difference and how do we know when to use SABER and when to use Estar? Estar is something we'll find out, but when to use this SABER? Okay, so SABER is basically used to define permanent conditions. So what all permanent conditions? Like characteristics or profession. So yes, if you want to say I am Marcela, basically you are introducing yourself or anyone. He is Pablo, she is Julia, or you are talking about profession. We are accountants, they are software engineers, so that's a profession. So in that case, you will use SABER. Indicate origin or nationality. You are from France. We are from Italy. He is from Italy. Or I am Indian. You are American. So we'll use SABER. Then another example of characteristic is you want to say this building is tall, or he is tall, or you want to appreciate someone, you are a good person, or he is a bad person. You are talking about characteristics. So then you'll use the verb SABER. Then if you are talking about prices, you go to the market, you ask how much is this orange worth? It is worth $5. So this is you'll be using SABER. Or this building is worth billions. You will use SABER. Indicate possession, which means something that is yours. So let's say you're talking about relations. He is my father. Possession. So then is to define as we'll be using verb SABER. Or you want to talk about certain things. This watch is mine. This is my house. Then you'll be using SABER. To be composed of. That's another condition. So what is composed of? Like you are talking about a dress and you want to say this dress is made up of silk. So that's a permanent condition and you will be using SABER. Then to take place. So you want to tell someone that the party is at your house. So that would be defined using SABER. And lastly, to express time. So someone asks you what time is it. So you want to ask what time is it. So you will be using the verb SABER. So what are the conditions to use SABER? First of all, SABER means to be and it is always used in permanent conditions like characteristics, profession, to indicate original or nationality, when you are talking about prices, when you want to indicate possession, when you are trying to say that something is constituted or composed of, to take place, and to express time. Say to be. Let's look at the few examples. Okay, you want to introduce yourself. I am Marcela. I is yo, and yo form of ser soy. Yo soy Marcela. Yo soy Marcela. He is Pablo. He is él, and él form of ser es. Él es Pablo. Él es Pablo. You are a student. So basically you are talking about a characteristic, or you are talking about a profession. So you, it can be tú, it can be usted, depending upon how you are addressing the person. So if you are talking in informal way, tú, and eres is the tú form of ser, eres. Tú eres un estudiante. Estudiante is for student, and tú eres un estudiante. She is a professor. We're talking about profession. She is ella, and third person form of ser es. Ella es una profesora. Ella es una profesora. Profesora is for professor. And because we are talking about one object, so it will be un, and because we are talking about feminine noun, so we added a to it. We'll talk about this in the upcoming lessons. Ella es una profesora. We are from Italy. We are talking about origin. So we is nosotros, and we are. So nosotros form of ser, somos. Nosotros somos de Italia. De is for from. Nosotros somos de Italia. They are French. We are talking about someone's nationality. They is ellos, and ellos form of ser, son. So it could be ellos or ellas, depending upon if we are talking about group of men, group of women, or a mixed group. So ellos son franceses, ellas son franceses. Food is expensive. We are talking about price. So expensive is cara, and food is comida. La comida is cara. So we are talking about third person. Food will fall in the third person singular category. La comida is cara. The parties at the bar. We are talking about where it's taking place. So third person singular form of ser es. La fiesta, the party is la fiesta, es en el bar. El is for the. We'll cover more of it when we are taking up articles in Spanish. La fiesta es en el bar. What time is it? So yes, when we are talking about time, we use ser. So what is que? Time is hora. Que hora es? Que hora es? So yes, we have started with one of the most defining blocks of the language. We saw their conjugations, we saw the personal pronouns, and we saw a few examples. So go on, make some Spanish friends, try using it, and we'll discuss Estar in the next chapter. Thank you.